Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well, and in today's video we are taking a look at these two pocket screwdrivers that I have in front of me here. This first one I've had for many a year. It's from Stanley, and although it is very old, it is still available, or a form of it is still available from Amazon for the sum of £25, and they call it their 4-in-1 pocket screwdriver. I believe the design has changed slightly from what you see in front of here, but essentially it still is the same screwdriver. The other one here at the back, this is from Klein tools, and I saw this one on the Morgan's Maintenance channel and decided I liked the look of it, so I bought it to compare it to the Stanley one here. This one is actually the Klein 32614, and also from Amazon for the sum of £23, so slightly cheaper than this one. Although I will say, with regard to the Stanley one, you can actually get a no brand one, which is about a third of the price. It comes in about £8–9, and you actually get two, or a pair of drivers, I should say, a yellow one and a blue one, with different bits in them. So if you prefer this style, that might be a better option for you. I don't have it, so I can't comment on the quality of it or what it's like. The Stanley here, the body on this is completely plastic. You have a cap at each end that covers over the bits, so when it's in your pocket you don't stab yourself or damage your pocket. You can take one off or both of them off. If you take both of them off, you're left with screwdrivers at each end that you can utilise as you see fit, whichever way around you want to do it, so it's handy in that respect. The caps are purely friction fit, as are the driver bits themselves, which are just held in with these little clips on pressure here. They've lasted okay. It's not aged, or the plastic doesn't seem to have aged over the years. They still hold. There's the first driver bit out. On this end you have a 5/32 slotted and a Phillips 1 head on that end, and then at this end you have a 1/8 slotted and a Phillips 0. So they are your two drivers. That's that one there. Our new one from Klein is obviously a mixture of materials. We've got some metal in here that holds the tips in. Our handle here is rubberized, so you've got a soft feel to that. You've got a hard plastic spinner cap, so your traditional microelectronic screwdriver that you would have, and you can spin it in there like that, and it seems to operate in that same manner. The pocket clip here is metal, and it is quite a bit tighter than the Stanley one. The Stanley one hasn't broken, but it is quite loose, so yeah, depends which one you prefer, I guess, in that respect. I guess this would be replaceable, so it's a clip-on one. If you could find another one, if you did bend this or damage it, you could perhaps replace that, whereas obviously as soon as you break that off, that's it for that one. The bits on this, they are held in via a little spring ball bearing in there. Whether you can see it or not, I don't know. Very small, so that just holds a pressure point in there against the side of the holder. They aren't in as tight as the ones on the Stanley ones, and they are quite loose. What we've got at this end, we have a Phillips 00, and the slotted is 1/8, I believe. And at the other end, you take the holder out, and you have a Phillips 0 at this end, and 3/32 screwdriver. That's going to be the other way around, isn't it? This will be the 1/8, and the other end will be the 3/32. But both held in the same manner. Just so everybody knows, these are not interchangeable. They are different sizes. So Stanley does not fit in to the Klein, and vice versa. It just disappears. So you can't swap them over. You're kind of stuck with these bits with these kind of drivers, really, unless you're lucky enough to be able to find some replacements. With regard to, obviously in the pocket, I said this one is all covered up. This one you can do the same. If you flip this around and push it in, and then you can push this collar forward, and then it's all covered over in the tip there. So again, you put that in your pocket. You're not going to stab yourself or damage your pocket. You can with this out as well. It does kind of act like a bit like a spinner if you are spinning the screwdriver like this. There's a collar. You can take this bit out. It obviously works a little bit better when the screwdriver is this way around. It's a bit longer. You can put it down there, whichever way you prefer. And that is screwdriver in one manner. Obviously, with it set up like this has much better reach than our Stanley screwdriver here. We can put him into there, no problems. And if we flip him around, put him in that way, you can still get in. It's lost it there, but on this one, shallower, yeah, you can get on that one. It is obviously a bit more bulky at this end here. Can't get in on that end there, and it pushes it down at an angle, as opposed to the Stanley one here. Just sits straight in and is okay. So it is a little bit bulkier if you're trying to get in really tight spaces. Then there's a bit more of a larger diameter to this collar that can block you, but I guess you do have proper micro screwdrivers that are even thinner and would overcome that should you have the need for that, as opposed to just generalised screwdriver. I've got these purely simply for these meters, so I can go on. They're handy to keep around and do the screws for the battery compartment, and that's where this one might fall down a little bit, because they're only having a Phillips 0 and a Phillips 00. It'll be alright for this one, but some of the screws, they tend to be more for a Phillips 1, is a little bit better. So at this moment in time, they're kind of complementing one another as opposed to actual replacements, unless I can find some bits for this that are a Phillips 0. A Phillips 1 would be a better choice for me. But that's all there is to them, really. So that's what I bought for, just to have kicking around with the meters, so I can undo the battery compartments and get into them when I need to change the batteries. Or some of the meters I do store with the batteries out, so it's automatically need to get back into them as soon as you want to use it. Yeah, they're both okay, similar sort of price. I don't really have much of a preference for them in terms of the quality of the build. I think this would probably be a bit more robust, but as I say, the bits aren't the best of size for me. But this one has lasted me, so you never know. It depends how you treat these things, isn't it, really? They have a fairly easy life, just looking after meters like that. So yeah, that's those two little screwdrivers there. That'll be it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you found it useful, and I'll see you again in the next one.